Joining NBA Today, the aforementioned Kelsey Mitchell. Congrats on your congrats on your 34-point performance. What did you have working there in Game 1 for you?
I think it was just about having confidence, for one, leaning on my preparation, and then my teammates, our chemistry, everything we've been through this season, kind of put us in position to really be us. And I think
Kelsey Mitchell has finally broken her silence on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. And trust me, what she revealed will shock you. Everyone thought they knew the story of rivalry and ego, but what Mitchell actually said flips the entire narrative of their dynamic upside down, changing everything you thought about respect, leadership, and the WNBA's future.
And then you bring in Caitlin, who changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. And as a friend and as a player, you grow to appreciate her because, certain doors have opened because she's come to the Fever, and you have to respect that. And I love the teammate and person in her because she's accepted it with so much grace and even welcomed us with open arms to, make this thing happen. So I think it just took a lot of big pieces to make, what it is now.
Let's be brutally honest. Anytime an Indiana Fever player goes near a microphone, the conversation always swerves to Caitlin Clark. It's a league obsession, but this time it landed on Kelsey Mitchell, the backbone who carried this franchise through its darkest, most humiliating days. We're talking seasons where Indiana won 5 games. You could count them on one hand. Mitchell endured being a league punching bag, smiling through pressers, fighting just to keep the team from dissolving. She lived through that brutal irrelevance. So when she speaks on Clark, it's not a fluffy, media-trained soundbite. This isn't "she's great helping us a lot" nonsense. This is raw, unfiltered truth.
I'm pretty sure somebody took care of it for her. I love it because as much people don't know this about Caitlin, but she has an unbelievable, funny sense of humor. And so I think the tweet was the tweet, but you just have to know CC to know that it's just nothing but love coming from that kid, and her energy and her effort to just kind of support our team is just her way of doing it.
And guess what? She confirmed what everyone secretly knew but dared not say aloud. Caitlin Clark didn't just transform the Fever. She changed basketball. Period. Mitchell, a true veteran, looked into the camera and declared, "Clark changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball." This isn't small talk. This is one of the league's top scorers essentially admitting, yeah, without Caitlin Clark, none of this happens. But here's the part that will blow your mind. There wasn't an ounce of jealousy in her tone. No shade, no passive aggression, just pure, unadulterated respect. The media looked for drama. They found admiration. Everything you think you know about superstar dynamics is about to change.
You guys have made the playoffs the last 2. What's been the big turnaround? How have you viewed the way the team has grown organically?
Oh, man, I think a big shout out to the organization taking time to rebuild. I think our draft picks ended up coming big. Lexi Hall was a big draft pick, and then you get Kaylin, and then you get AB. And so you culminate that together with, my experience and having to, go through a couple things before they got there. I think it was just like a match made in heaven, really, because I was, still at a young age to really, vibe and get to know these players for who they were. And then you bring in Kaylin, who changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. And as a friend and as a player, you grow to appreciate her because, certain doors have opened because she's come to the Fever, and you have to respect that. And
Now, that doesn't mean Kelsey forgot her immense value. She subtly reminded everyone she'd been here, grinding, dealing with brutal rebuilds, enduring heartbreaking losses long before Clark arrived. And that's the absolute truth. Without Mitchell's consistent scoring, her unwavering leadership, Caitlin wouldn't even have the stage she's currently dominating. People forget Mitchell is one of the most savagely underrated scorers in the league. She doesn't get national hype, but she was the furious heartbeat that kept this roster from flatlining. Her words carry weight because she's seen both sides, the sheer embarrassment of Indiana's past and the electric rebirth. She's smart enough to know which version sells out arenas, lands monumental TV deals, and puts more money in everyone's pockets. This isn't just about individual glory. It's about the rising tide lifting all boats.
God forbid Asia doesn't drop 40 for us. I thought it was really poor. Really poor.
Kelsey Mitchell, what about the way she was playing today made it so difficult?
Well, one, she made every freaking shot, it seemed like. Long twos, short twos, threes, get the free throw line,
But here's where it gets even crazier. Kelsey didn't just call Caitlin a teammate. She called her a friend. She went on to praise Clark for welcoming the entire team and handling the immense, relentless spotlight with impossible grace. This is critical because we've all witnessed superstars in other leagues descend into divas, poisoning locker rooms and making life miserable for teammates. Clark did the opposite. She made sure everyone could eat. And make no mistake, Mitchell is absolutely feasting now. Her profile has exploded. She's dropping points, leading playoff pushes, finally getting the national recognition she deserved years ago. The delicious irony? Clark's arrival essentially forced the entire league and major media outlets to finally pay attention to Indiana. Without Clark, Mitchell might still be putting up 25 a night in relative silence. With Clark, everyone sees it. And Mitchell not only knows it, she respects it deeply.
Now, you were an MVP finalist this year with our own Chiney Ogwumike even saying that you had the best season of any guard this year in the league. What has it been like to get that kind of recognition and get your flowers?
Oh, I appreciate it. I've been to a lot throughout the course of my career with Indiana Fever. It's been like my longest, ever. So it's for me, it's a humbling experience to kind of see myself make waves from where it started to where it is now. And just kind of respect the game, lean on the game as far as creating bonds and friendships. And now you get to see us do that now, a couple years later.
Now let's dive into something Kelsey touched on that sent shockwaves through the fan base because nobody expected it. The infamous fine tweet. Remember when Caitlin Clark casually joked about her fine? The internet lost its mind. Some screamed about inciting riots, others called it classless. Meanwhile, the actual Fever players, Mitchell says they were laughing. They loved it because it revealed Clark's wicked sense of humor, something the public rarely gets to see. This is the part that will blow your mind. That's the fundamental difference between teammates and outsiders. Outsiders dissect every word, searching for manufactured drama. Teammates see the actual personality behind the polished brand. Mitchell basically told everyone to relax. It was just Caitlin being genuinely funny. This is how you know the locker room is ironclad. If Clark had rubbed people the wrong way, that tweet would have ignited a wildfire of internal drama. Instead, it was just an inside joke, and that leads us to the bigger picture. The undeniable core four: Mitchell, Clark, Boston, and Hall. That's the foundational group Indiana is building a dynasty around. And Mitchell all but confirmed it's unbreakable. She even hinted, incredibly, she'd consider taking a pay cut just to keep this elite squad together. Think about that. One of the league's most consistent, explosive scorers, willing to sacrifice money to preserve team chemistry and future success. That's almost unheard of in professional sports. Why? Because Mitchell understands what's coming. She knows the Fever are sitting on a gold mine. This isn't just about a playoff run now. This is about establishing a legacy, building a brand, and rewriting the hierarchy of the entire league. For years, Indiana was the league's punchline. Now they are the storyline. The Fever making the finals on the power of genuine friendship and belief might sound corny, but it's absolutely working. Mitchell believes in it, Clark fuels it, Boston anchors it, Hall relentlessly grinds in it. Together they've transformed Indiana from a laughingstock into a legitimate, terrifying contender. And everyone knows next year could be even scarier. Now, let's not skip over the subtle shade Mitchell threw. She didn't come out swinging, but her carefully chosen words about rebuilding, draft picks, and going through things weren't just filler. Those were powerful reminders. She was here first. She suffered through the brutal, soul-crushing losing. She endured being relentlessly ignored by the league and media. She carried the immense weight of an imploding franchise when no one else wanted to. That's a subtle but potent way of saying, don't you dare forget my part in this story. And she's absolutely right. Without Mitchell's unwavering commitment, the Fever don't survive long enough to even draft Boston, let alone secure Clark. People fawn over the new shiny face of the franchise, but Mitchell is the relentless force who kept this team from flatlining. That's not bitterness, it's cold, hard reality. She deserves her flowers just as much, if not more, than anyone else on that roster. That's what makes this dynamic so compelling. You have Clark, who globally changed the game, drawing record ratings and national headlines. And then you have Mitchell, who tirelessly kept the lights on locally when the franchise was a certified laughingstock. Together, they are lethal. Separately, they'd both still be incredibly good, but not historic. This delicate balance is exactly what Mitchell captured in her brutally honest words, and it's why Fever fans adore her transparency. Social media caught fire immediately, clips of her interview spread like wildfire, and the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. Fans praised her for being classy, real, and refreshingly honest. No jealousy, no passive aggression, just pure truth. The Fever fanbase especially ran with it because it slammed the door shut on the tired manufactured narrative that Mitchell and Clark can't coexist. Everyone wanted drama. What they got was undeniable respect. And if you truly think about it, Mitchell's approach is pure genius. By giving Clark her full props while simultaneously highlighting her own irreplaceable role, she exponentially raised the value of the entire team. She made it crystal clear. This isn't just Caitlin Clark and the Fever. This is the Fever, a powerhouse team with multiple stars who all matter. Because let's face it, the Fever are rapidly trending toward dynasty territory. Nobody saw it coming this fast. A couple of years ago, they were the team you circled for an easy win. Now opposing teams circle them with sheer dread. The Fever don't just win. They brutally expose weaknesses. They play unselfish, relentless physical basketball. and they absolutely embarrass anyone not locked in for all 4 quarters. That's how they obliterated Atlanta. That's how they punched Las Vegas squarely in the mouth. And that's how they've shocked the entire league. Mitchell knows it. Clark knows it. Boston knows it. Hall knows it. That's why Mitchell spoke about the core 4 with such conviction. You simply don't hear players casually saying they'll take pay cuts unless they profoundly believe in something far, far bigger than themselves. That's how you know this team is truly special. It's not just about the next game. It's about rewriting the entire story of a franchise. Mitchell basically told the world, we're not done. Even if this year's finals run doesn't end with a trophy, the story doesn't conclude. It merely sets the stage for next year. Imagine Boston another year stronger. Imagine Hall's defense getting even more suffocating. Imagine Clark in her 3rd year with more experience and surgical composure. And imagine Mitchell still relentlessly dropping buckets, still holding it all together with her veteran wisdom. That's not just scary, that's nightmare fuel for the rest of the league. Mitchell hinted they're almost certainly running it back, doubling down on what's undeniably working. This isn't just nice quotes, it's a declaration. She sees Clark's monumental impact, she embraces it completely, and she's all in on the Fever's future. She's not jealous, she's not bitter, and she's certainly not threatened. She's powerfully motivated. And that's the absolute kind of teammate you want if you're building something genuinely historic.